cutting some grass. Now I have tested to see if the GPS works, as you remember in the last episode, and it comes out that it does work. So I could use GPS, but whether I want to use GPS or not, I don't know. That's a different story, I suppose. But I suppose we will see. We will find out soon enough whether I'm going to use GPS or whether I'm just going to stick to utilizing I may even try to work and see if the worker works on this. So we'll see what happens. Or I may stick to the GPS. Why don't I just run all over the place like this? This would be easy for me to cut it, eh? Just ignore completely any other standards or anything along of that nature. I did install the tree mod in. I couldn't find the one that Dagwin uses. He didn't put it in his mod list. So yeah, that kind of was a bit of a bummer. So, but I found that I think it's a different one, and I'll hopefully show it to you by the end of this episode. So yeah, now this what you see here. This is me trying to see if the worker works. Don't go in there. So the worker, as you can see, it does work. It kind of goes a bit silly. So if I was to use GPS, so either there's been an update on this, but this is the GPS, which obviously I don't like, so we're not going to be using that. Now I could make it so I can hide the lines, and that would make it a little bit more tolerable, but that's not the point. That really isn't the point that I want to kind of get myself into that position where I use the GPS. I haven't completely ruled it out, but if Dagwin's not using it, I'm copying Dagwin, but I'm not copying Dagwin. Does that make sense? I'm doing the same thing purely because obviously he brought this equipment to my attention, and I thought it was such a fantastic thing. It would be such an awesome thing for somebody to make horse-drawn equipment for two reasons. Obviously, horse-drawn equipment is a lot larger than what you can push by hand, so that in itself would be fantastic. But it would be an awesome progression thing where you go from the hand push things to horse. Sort of like the Amish type of equipment that we're going to use. I would love that. Now, I also chose a different map than Dagwin, purely because I have a different start. So, but you know, I love watching Dagwin. Certain series I don't really like, but definitely his Survivor series. He's a lot of people have tried him, including myself. But I think he just takes him to another level, where he makes them enjoyable. Like he has the patience to sit there and meticulously do things that just takes hours to do. Now I don't know if he has a job in his day life. I know nothing obviously about Dagwin, other than what you guys that are watching his channel sees on his channel. But from that point of view, you can see why Giants choose him as an ambassador for whenever new stuff comes out. He speaks about it, and a lot of other people speak about it. But what a lot of other creators do, as soon as the new equipment comes out, they sort of add money in, and all the equipment just about is available. Dagon is the only one that I see that he does, and Chainsaw's the same. The only two that I see that will sit there and actually work their way through until they're able to afford to buy that equipment. And that is fantastic in my opinion anyway. I don't have that patience, to be honest, with the game. Before I started sort of copying Chainsaw and Dagwin, I if you look at my channels, I kind of did a few series here and there that had a few episodes, and that's it. So yeah, it is something totally different from the way I play the game. but I am quite enjoying it, to be really honest. One of the crazy things that this thing actually has lights. Look at it. Now I did start to trial this baler, so I haven't recorded any of it, but I'm just gonna put these away. And then we'll go sleep, and then we'll come to the baling during the day. All right, so, whoa, what's a bale doing in the middle of the road? Okay, well, I'll use both of them, but I'll use this one because it's quicker. I won't have to stop as much. We do have to get ourselves a fertilizer spreader. We do have quite a lot of grass to cut still. There is so much grass to cut, and I don't think it will matter if I miss some of it, because obviously it's not gonna matter. Now, one thing that I'm curious about is, can the worker do this? No. I was just curious. I wasn't really expecting, really. Actually, you know what? Let's just get closer to the edge and get all this done. Now, I lost about $600, $700 to the worker that did some of the work, and the worker actually didn't do anything, because what it actually did, well, I shouldn't say it didn't do anything, because he did do some, but what it did is it got stuck. Somehow it got stuck underneath the world, and that's what I paid $600 for her, or for her, it was a woman, to just sit there underneath the world. So waste of money. I don't think the worker works if you just leave it by itself. I think you need to actually be part of, like, you need to literally be here type of thing, present in the actual machine, whatever machine you're using, for the worker to actually work. So how we go with bales? Wow, we're gonna have a lot of bales. Now, obviously, again, I'm not gonna record this all, or time lapse at all. You get the idea. It's gonna be just me doing this. I'm gonna do this a little bit, and then I'm gonna show you the other one, just in case you haven't seen it. That's the one that Daggerwin uses. It is, both of them have a much wider than just whatever length it says here as a pickup. The biggest advantage with this one that I'm using right now is the fact that the bells will come out themselves, so you don't actually have to. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like with these ones, like with this one, so he still has a fairly wide pickup, but if you don't stop when it gets to 100%, it keeps going, and then it dumps the bale there. So that's the downside to the whole thing, is that it is a much slower way to do it. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, it's not as good, but yeah. You know what, we'll just leave it there for now, and we'll go back to this other guy because it is quicker. And as you can see, you're not getting a lot of extra benefits other than the fact that you don't have to stop for the bales. The bales will just pop out like a normal square baler would if you were pulling it behind a tractor. Okay. Now, it doesn't really matter if any of the grass, if I'm not picking every single bit of the grass, as you are aware. You know what, I should look. Stone. Be nice if some old equipment would actually. Oh, mineral feed. I don't need mineral feed. Got ourselves a visitor over there, chewing on some of our hay, which is fine. Okay. Like I said, I'm not really going to worry if I'm not picking up every single bale. It's not really going to matter. I am going to. Did I reset the bales? Yes, I did. So we got 46 bales so far. Wow, that's a lot. And we're not even, you know, halfway through picking up all the grass. This is, like I said, one of the reasons why I kind of held off in cutting trees, because I do have bigger land, and I kind of didn't want this to be, you know, so easy to just, you know, 2 or 3 episodes later, I've got a, you know, I've got massive tractors and all that. I do want to use this equipment for a little while, even if I have to buy multiple combines for my grain. I do want to use this equipment for a little while. The only thing that I may end up getting newer, like I said at the beginning of this episode, I believe, is a trailer for bales, maybe a trailer for wheat or whatever, and then just a tractor so I can pull something a little bit bigger. Nothing, you know, really ridiculously big as far as a tractor is concerned, but I do want something a little bit bigger to just, you know, whatever I end up doing. If I end up doing, look at this, almost 60 bales. Imagine with that little cart how long it's going to take me to take all those bales and sell them. But that's fine. We'll do that, and we'll get them sold. Okay. We'll pick up all of these, get it all done, and then go and sell the bales. One thing is good is that I don't have to. I don't need the windrower. The fact that the baler has a slightly wider than normal pickup range, that's a plus, because that means I don't need to worry about windrowing it and all that sort of stuff. So that's a good thing. 70 bales almost. And it'll be 70 because I've done at least 10. Actually, it'll be more than that, because I've got 70. At least 10 I've done with the other mower, with the other baler, I think. Actually, I just wanted to see if that works, and clearly it does. But I don't want to load it like that. So if you remember, we loaded it this way. This way, we kind of were able to get a lot more bales in. Yeah, see, if it was loading auto load like this, it would be so much better. Can't believe that whoever designed the trailer did not design it like that. If you remember the first time Dagoin did this, he ended up just carrying them on the actual baler. That would have taken forever. So I was just saying before when I said that, he has the patience to do certain things that, most YouTubers don't. You just, you drive him nuts to, I think he said half an hour it took him the first time that he went and sold bales. I'm not quite sure how many bales I put in it, but I am going to count them. And that way we get to see exactly what do we get out of our bales. Kind of, we can. So this was meant to be on a worker, and it got stuck here. Looks like the worker just gave up and went home. All right, let's go and get these ones as well. So what do we have? 4 high, 5 high. So if we can do 5 high all the way through, we would have, what, 30 bales on this little trailer. So it's not going to be too bad. We can then do like four or 5 trips, and then we are all completely sold. So that's not going to be too bad. Looks like the trailer starting to creep forward a little bit, which is not necessarily a bad thing if that was true, because that means it's slowly going. But that's all right. It would be what happens in real life. In real life, they put you on a tractor on a very low, as you've seen, if you watch any real farmers that do these kind of bales, they actually do exactly that. They set the trailer on a tractor on a really low speed, and then workers, whoever's helping, is actually just, oh no, wrong thing. It's just sort of pushing the bales where they should be. Okay, let's see, can I go 6 high? I think there is a point where the trailer straps no longer secures the load. I don't know where that is, and if there is such a thing, really. I am only guessing that there is such a thing. So if there isn't such a thing, then that's fantastic, because we can keep climbing up. I don't know where's the point where, again, where I can't push it anymore. Yeah, I think I'll level it up to there, and that will do for this particular trailer. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21. 41 bales, because there's one missing up here. We'll go sell it. Alright, so we've got 77 meters to go. I just realized that you can actually select on how this trailer loads up. So you got what, 24,000 liters of bales left, 24,500, and we got 42 bales. We've got at least another 100 to sell by the time I finished everything. So I'm curious to see what sort of money we'll get. And then we won't buy any equipment until next time, our next episode, to actually see, oops, Now let's have a, so we're at 3-1. We're at 9-3. So we can definitely afford to buy ourselves a tractor without any problems. Maybe if we're lucky we get something in sales, we won't even have to worry about, paying the whole amount for it. But we've got the money for a tractor now. So yeah, it will be a lot of fun once we get it done. Anyway, have a wonderful day wherever you are around the world. God bless you and your family. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.